if you feel that you need to understand something or have a particular piece of knowledge, then that is a trap. Because what's happened is that you've taken yourself to the body mind, and now you are seeking a piece of knowledge, which we already discussed at the beginning as being one of the traps. But it's very easy when you listen to some teachers, and some teachers set themselves up as an authority. And so when they say something, they say, this is the truth. This is the knowledge I have. This is the truth. I know it. You don't. And what's implied is I know it, you don't know it. And you need to, when you know what I know, then it'll all be good. And that's the trap that I think a seeker can fall into when they listen to some spiritual teachings. And I will include myself, my own teachings in that. And the other trap is with the other thing we seek. So if one thing we seek is knowledge, can everyone tell me what is the other thing that we can seek? The two broad categories. Experience. So we do the same thing with experience. We think we need some special experience. So we might think we need to feel better, for example. The truth is you don't need to feel better. That's also a trap. That is, if you're saying I want to feel better, what are you doing? Oh, what's this? What's this thing? What's this? You're saying, I need to feel better. You're like, I'm the body mind. I'm a limited entity. I can't deal with this stuff. This feels rubbish. I need to feel better. Yeah. Whereas if you are, and I'm going to introduce another term now, which if you're the true self, if you're pure consciousness. But if you don't, which basically means if you don't have that belief, I'm the body mind, then the bad feeling you have is a bit like the blue color of the sky. Do you remember I said earlier how you might look at the sky and see it's blue and go, the sky is blue. I wonder why. That's interesting. It becomes like that. You see it with innocent eyes. You don't see it from the point of view, oh my gosh, I cannot deal with this. I cannot effing deal with this. I need to get rid of this. You know people who say that? You might say that sometimes. I can't deal with this. I can't deal with this right now. I can't be dealing with this. As opposed to, oh, this is interesting. I feel like shit. I feel terrible. I feel like shit. Okay.
Can you spend some more time on that? So that's been my trap, and it's been my trap now for about 4 or 5 months. There are days where it just seems floating, and then there are other days where some of this, and it is body mind. You can see the body mind identity. You can see it come up.
Okay, I'm going to interrupt you again. The reason I'm interrupting people today is because our satsang is an hour long, and I want to give you as much as I can in that hour. So basically what it comes down to is when you take yourself to body mind, you care about your feelings. Yeah. And what I mean by care about your feelings, you're trying to get away from the bad feelings. You're trying to get away from the good feelings. When you're like this, Arvind, when you're holding this I am the body mind idea, symbolized by this cup, you're saying, you basically say, I want to feel one way and not another way. That's called duality. That's called seeking. That's called suffering. When you're not holding on to that, then it's just a feeling. Then it's just a bad feeling that comes in. Then you can see it for what it is. You might also notice the desire to avoid that bad feeling. That now becomes a part of what is, rather than something you are doing. When you identify with the body mind, you think you are doing things. This is the answer you gave me earlier, Arvind. You said it's the I am the doer notion that's removed, yeah? But when you're no longer identified with the body mind, then it's something that's happening in your consciousness. The body mind is observed. This is what Krishnamurti used to say. Krishnamurti used to say, the observer that you took yourself to be, which he's talking about the body mind. You take yourself to be the body mind, and you think the body mind is the observer, the subject. is actually the observed. What you thought to be you is actually just something you're observing. It's an arising in your awareness. Yeah. So let's use the cup in the first analogy. The first analogy was you're holding a cup. It's just a cup. And you don't think it's you. You don't think the cup's you. It's your cup, but it's not you. The cup is just an appearance in your awareness. It's not you. And so all the suffering, all the stuff, all the body, mind, it just becomes an arising in your awareness that's not you. And then there's no problem. Still might feel not very good, but it's not a problem fundamentally. It's okay. And when you have that approach, you're not trying to get rid of the suffering now. Like when you see the sky is blue, you're not trying to clean the sky and make it white or clear, are you? You're seeing the sky is blue. It's fine. There's no attempt to get rid of it. But there might be an exploration or a seeing or a looking or an examining of the sky because it's interesting to you. Oh, why is it blue? Or clouds are fluffy looking. Why are clouds fluffy looking? Or plants grow upwards and they always grow towards the light. I wonder why plants grow upwards and towards the light. That's interesting. Let's try and do some experiments. Let's find out more about that. So then the suffering becomes like this. You don't even trying to get rid of it. This is why when Krishnamurti was talking with at that time, very famous physicist, David Bohm, who was a quantum physicist, David Bohm said that Krishnamurti's approach was the most essential of this science. It's the essence of science. He was actually epitomizing the essence of the scientific approach. But he was taking that scientific approach onto ourselves. It's why Vedanta is often called the science of the self. The word for science in Sanskrit is the same as the word for knowledge, the word vidya. The word vidya also means science. So Atma, vidya, Atma means self, vidya means knowledge. It means self-knowledge, but it also means the science of the self. So we care about these things because we take ourselves to the body and mind. When we are not taking ourselves to be the body and mind, then there's no belief, there's no belief about our identity there. We say in words, you are pure consciousness, but that's just a way of saying I'm no longer holding the cup. It's not a new belief. Now it can become a new belief, or it can be used as a new belief, as a thorn to remove a thorn. Maybe we can go into that another time if people don't know that. But the point about a thorn to remove a thorn is you throw the thorns away, so you don't end up with a new belief. The belief I am pure consciousness is just a tool that's used temporarily, and it's useful. Like if you want to dig a hole, you might need a shovel or a spade. And do you need a shovel or a spade? Well, yes, it's really useful. It's super useful. Better than using your fingers and your nails, yeah, to dig a hole. It's not so efficient. You got a shovel, you got a spade, or you got a digger. That is really, really useful to you. And the Vedanta teachings are very practical. Just like if you want to dig a hole in the ground, having a spade is really practical. The Vedanta teachings are super practical. But then, so we need them sometimes, and we use them sometimes, and then when the job's done, we don't cling to them. Like the Buddha said, does anyone know how the Buddha put it? The Buddha's raft. Hands up if you know the story of the Buddha's raft. Yeah, the Buddha. I'll quickly say it. The Buddha's raft is that you're on one shore, which is the shore of suffering, the shore of samsara. And you're trying to get to the other shore, which is the shore of liberation or nirvana, so end of suffering. So what you do, you use a raft. You use a raft, which is the Buddha's teachings, the Dharma. In Pali, Dhamma. In Sanskrit, Dharma. Use the teachings to ferry, which is like symbolized by a raft, to ferry yourself from the shore of suffering to the shore of liberation. And then when you get to the other shore of liberation, You don't walk around with this raft on your back and carry it around everywhere you go. You let it go, because you've done that now. But if you see someone else on the shore of suffering, you can give them the raft. Yeah. You can teach them the teachings, and you can show the way to them, and then they can come to the shore of liberation, and then they can let go of the teachings. They don't have to. We don't fight over the teachings. If the raft was a triangular raft that ferried one person across, and it was a rectangular raft that ferried another person across, and it was a circular raft that ferried another person across, we don't argue which one's best. We're just happy you made it here, you know. And maybe one person needed a circular raft and one person needed a rectangular raft. We don't worry about that stuff too much. We make do with what we have, and we fashion the teaching with what we've got. And just to sum up that metaphor, that analogy, the analogy then goes, when you go to the other shore of suffering, you realize there was never really two shores. There never really was a river to cross. You're back where you started. You're always home. So let me know if you found what I've said today helpful at all. Please contact me, drop me an email, drop me a message. Let me know if you found anything particularly helpful, please. If anything was not so helpful, please let me know. If you'd like me to do something different, let me know. I want you all to become impervious to false teachings. Almost every teaching has the potential of being a false teaching, because it's the way it's interpreted by the seeker's mind. There are genuinely false teachings as well, as in like the intent is bad, or not genuine, not honest. But even if the intent is honest and genuine, it can be misinterpreted. So I want you all to become immune to these false teachings. Okay? I want you to be free and not be dependent on all these things. You don't need concepts. You don't need teachings, teachers, practices. Yeah, you're free already. Yeah, you discover what that means for yourself. I'm here to help, of course. Yeah, don't fall into these traps. All these traps occur after you've picked up the cup. After you picked up the belief, who am I? I mean, after you picked up the belief, I'm the body mind. Who am I is one of the solutions. Ramana said, by whatever means, you can let go of the I'm the body mind idea. That's all that matters. By whatever means. It doesn't have to be self-inquiry or anything like that. Whatever means you're able to do that, that's what matters. He wrote that in the text Self-enquiry. He wrote, by whatever means you're able to let go of ignorance. That's the teaching. But I hope you can see why who am I is the principal means, because it's attacking that core belief. If you're asking the question, what is the cup? It's not going to help you that much in terms of your suffering. Yeah. If you're asking the question, why is the sky blue? It's not going to help you that much with your suffering. You have to ask the right question. Who am I? What am I?